football on hold at the moment due to the coronavirus pandemic, I thought it may be a good time to look ahead to this summer's transfer window, if we ever get one, and see who the Premier League's traditional Big Six, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool and Tottenham, will buy this summer. And so I've gone through every club and I've predicted who they will buy this summer, and I'll explain to you why I think they'll go there and if they'll be a good fit and whatever. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting off with the champions-elect Liverpool. I mean, what a season Liverpool have had. They've only dropped like 5 points all season. I mean, it's just been utterly ridiculous. However, towards the end of the season, they have kind of tailed off a bit, knocked out the Champions League, losing 3-0 to Watford and struggling to get past some teams like West Ham. But do the Reds need additions? I would say probably not, but I can still see them making a big money signing for the first time in a couple of years now, and I think they will make one signing, and that will be Timo Werner. The RB Leipzig striker has been in impressive form this season, among the Bundesliga top goal scorers with the likes of Robert Lewandowski, and as a young striker, he would certainly be a great addition to the Liverpool squad. But my thinking is, do Liverpool really need him? They've still got Firmino, Salah, Mane, Minamino, I don't know if that's right, and Origi. So I don't know if they need them, but I can definitely see them splashing the money on him. And I think it could mean that one of those five leaves the club. Now moving on to Man City. Despite still being in course for the treble, you'd have to say this season has been slightly disappointing compared to recent seasons, with them being over 20 points behind the magnificent Liverpool team in the table. But I still don't think Man City will spend massive, because after all, their squad still is utterly ridiculous. However, I can see one big departure at the club in Leroy Sané, and I think that will mean Man City will have to get a replacement winger. And I think that man will be in a swap deal from Bayern Munich, actually. Kingsley Coman. I mean, he's just been brilliant this season. And he's been brilliant for years, actually, at Bayern. And I think he's kind of gone under the radar a little bit. So for him to join Man City and be one of the big stars in the Premier League, I think that'll be wonderful for his career. And I think it's probably about time Leroy Sané leaves Man City. He really felt like a bit of an understudy, actually, just before he got injured. And obviously, and he's had his bad injury, which obviously is setting back. So I think it may be time for a new challenge for Leroy Sané. Now moving on to Chelsea. I think it's fair to say Chelsea have massively overperformed what I thought and many others thought would happen in Frank Lampard's first season, especially with the transfer ban last summer, which really set them back. However, youngsters like Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount have come through and have shined. But I still think Chelsea will want new additions to strengthen their squad and hopefully close back up. They've already got the signature of Hakim Ziyech, which is a great signing. He's been brilliant for Ajax over the past few years and definitely deserves a move out of a weak league in the Dutch Premier League and into the shine of the Premier League. And I can also see them making a few other signings. I think they will spend the money on Declan Rice. I mean, he just seems to have such an affiliation with Chelsea, and I really think he'd fit into their play, especially if one of Kante or Jorginho, similar players to him, leave the club this summer. And that would be a good addition because he just fits in with the club so well. Although I think Chelsea would probably pay over the odds for him, maybe upwards of £60-70 million, which I don't think he's worth, but I can still see them doing it. And the other name is Ben Chilwell, who I think Chelsea might add to their squad. He's been, really good this year for Leicester and has helped them massively overachieved again. England international would be a great addition for Chelsea to kind of take over from the reins of ageing left-back Marcus Alonso. So I think those would be great additions for Chelsea and would stand them in good stead for the coming seasons. Now, in my opinion, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing a great job at Man United and is slowly but surely taking them back to the great club they once were. His recruitment strategy has been nothing but excellent, and you've seen that with the additions of the likes of Wan-Bissaka and Bruno Fernandes, and I can only see that continuing this year. I think their big star signing this summer will be Jadon Sancho, and what a great signing this would be. Undoubtedly one of the hottest prospects in football, and for United to get their hands on his signature would just show a massive statement of intent, and I certainly think it would push them up a couple of positions in that league. With the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Jadon Sancho in that squad, they will certainly be contenders next year. I can also see them spending the cash on Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish would certainly be a long-term replacement, and he's been outstanding for Villa this season. Let's face it, if Villa didn't have Grealish this year, they'd be long gone by now. And I think he definitely earned a move to the top 6 club. I think he will be more of a long-term replacement for the likes of Juan Mata, who I think may well leave the club this summer, and Grealish would certainly be a great replacement who could be there for years and could help build the building blocks. But I do question whether United really need him, because I think they're quite frankly overloaded in that position, with the likes of Bruno now coming in, and the next United signing I'm talking about. I don't know whether it leads to just the exit of a ageing player like Juan Mata, or whether it could spell the end of Paul Pogba's Man United career if Jack Grealish comes in. And I think Man United's final transfer this summer will be 16-year-old wonder kid Jude Bellingham. As you know, I support a championship club, and I've seen Jude Bellingham play this season. Boy, oh boy, was he outstanding. He was the best player on the pitch at 16 years old and ran my team's defenders ragged. I mean, it's just incredible to watch. And I think United really should pay this kid whatever he needs, because he's going right to the top one day. I can see them beating Borussia Dortmund to the signature with the way their recruitment strategy's been. And also, I don't think Bellingham could turn down the chance to play at such a high level at Man United for such a famous club. So I think United will sign Jude Bellingham this summer and possibly loan him straight back to Birmingham for half a season or a whole season. Moving on now to Tottenham, and after a fairly underwhelming season, considering what Tottenham have been through last season, I can see Jose Mourinho wanting to revamp his squad ahead of next season. But unfortunately, I don't think they'll have the money to do so, and we'll have to make a few low price signings, starting off with Norwich duo Todd Cantwell and Max Aarons. These would both be fairly priced, as it's likely that Norwich will be relegated back down to the Championship at the end of the season, making them good little pickups for Tottenham, players with great potential, and I can see definitely staying in the Premier League for a long time after what has to be said, impressive seasons in quite a poor side. So I think these would be good long-term additions for Tottenham, but is it really what they need now? I'm not so sure. But we saw that with Liverpool when they signed the likes of Andy Robertson from a relegated Hull team, or Shaqiri from a relegated Stoke team. So who knows, this could just be the beginning of Tottenham. And I can also see them getting Bournemouth winger Ryan Fraser on a free transfer. This would be a great pickup on a free transfer, but it's not really what Tottenham need to get them back up to where they want to be. But I just don't think they'll be able to do any better with the money they've got at the moment. So they may just have to live with it and hopefully wait until the whole coronavirus pandemic is over and then start again and build a squad. But I think it'll be tough for them next season, as it will be with their North London rivals, Arsenal, who have also had a very disappointing season and a change of manager. And I think, like Spurs, will also struggle to try and get back into the top 6 due to limited funds, of course, due to the impacts of COVID-19. However, I do think they will be able to make a couple of decent signings, including Atletico Madrid midfielder Thomas Partey This would be a great pickup for Arsenal, it has to be said. He's been outstanding in the Liga for the last couple of years, and yeah, if he comes to the Premier League, I do think he could be on the level as someone like a Jordan Henderson or an N'Golo Kante in terms of that defensive midfielder role, because he's just outstanding, and I think he really is underrated. And if Arsenal can get him, that would be a huge coup. And I also think it'd be a huge coup if they could get this man. Dayot Upper Menkeo. I don't know how to pronounce it, but you get the gist. The RB Leipzig defender who has been nothing short of outstanding this year, and once again one of the most underrated defenders in the whole of Europe, in my opinion. He's massively shone under the radar in what is a brilliant RB Leipzig team under the likes of Timo Werner. And this would be a great addition for Arsenal, and I do think he has the potential to develop into one of the best centre-halves in the world. And these are the signings that Arsenal needs to be going for in this summer and the coming summers when money is limited, just to develop players who can sell on for big money and can get them success at the club. And this will be the start of that, and a great way for Arsenal to start. And that is it for this video, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think of those transfers in the comments below, and who you think the top 6 clubs will sign this summer, and how the season will look at the end of next year should these signings be made. Sure, make the Premier League a whole lot more interesting. Yeah, and it would just be brilliant to watch, because some of those squads would be mental. I would say Liverpool would stay in first place probably, Man City second, Man United third. I think Arsenal may sneak back into the top 4. Chelsea would be in 5th, and in 6th would be Tottenham. But it would sure be very close, and would be an incredible season. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Link to Twitter in the description below for daily football news. And my other channels are about to come up on the screen, so please subscribe to them. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.